Story time. So the other night I was driving to a party in Atlanta, but on the way I got pulled over by a cop. Now before I tell you what happened next, you gotta know one thing. When I got pulled over by said cop, I was wearing this. Why was I wearing that, you ask? Glad you asked, I'll tell you. So the party I was going to was a birthday party for my friend's roommate, and my friend wanted me to give her roommate a lap dance as a stripper. So, back to the story. The cop pulls me over, comes to my window, looks me up and down, and sees that I'm wearing a cop costume. And then he asked me, "What's your name?" I couldn't resist. "Officer Nasty, sir, reporting for duty." The dude was too busy laughing so hard he just let me go.
Alright, so bam, story time. So we're gonna talk about how I almost got suspended for going to the girls' bathroom. Mind you, I'm a girl, if you didn't know that. But yeah, there was these new security guards at my high school. And, you know, obviously I'm walking the halls about to go to the bathroom, right? And so as I was gonna walk into the girls' bathroom, I hear, like, this voice. And it's one of the security guards, and he's like, "Yo, where you going?" And I'm like, "I gotta pee." And he's like, "Nah, you go in that bathroom." And I was like, "Nah, I go in that bathroom." And he's like, "You trying to be funny?" And I was like, "What you mean funny, bro? I gotta pee." And he looks at me and he's like, "What makes you think you could go in there?" What? Bro, are you serious right now? I gotta tinkle. Let me go to the bathroom and then we talk about this when I get out. And he's like, "Nah, you trying to be funny. Let's go to your dean." So here I am, about to pee myself, and this dude's bringing me to my dean. And so we finally get to the dean's office, and the security guard's like, "Sir, this young man was trying to use the girl's bathroom." My dean said, "What?" "My man, that's a girl." Story of my life.
So my ex-boyfriend bought me a promise ring, took me to Disney World, went into the army, broke up with me through a letter. It gets better. For a 14-year-old girl who raises cattle.
Story time. Alright, so the other day I was walking home from school. I had like on a hoodie and some gray sweatpants. And this old lady was in her grass watering her flowers. And so I got my headphones in, I'm not paying attention, but I look over and the lady's like, so I'm not paying attention, so I didn't know if she said something. So I took out my headphone and I'm like, and she did this again. And so me being the nice person I am, I walked up to her and I was like, "Do you need help?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Alright, what you need help with?" And she gonna tell me, "I'm missing stuff from my salad." So I'm like, what that got to do with me? I ain't say that, but like, I thought it. And she did this again. I didn't want to seem rude because she's an old lady. And so I'm like, I lean in. She had the nerve to whisper in my ear. When I tell you the next thing that she said, bruh, scarred me for life. She gonna whisper in my ear, "That cucumber looking nice." And so I was shook, bruh. I had my backpack on because I'm coming from school. And I didn't even say nothing else after that, bruh. I just swung around. My backpack hit her in the head, bro, and her dentures flew out.
I went to the great city of Dallas, Texas. Have a beautiful dinosaur exhibit. But there was just one guy that had to ask questions on every single dinosaur that the tour guide had pointed out. It's not that complicated. There's a Stegosaurus, there's a T-Rex, and then that's a Velociraptor. And to even make it worse, his breath? Sorry, I almost thrown up. And I go, "Excuse me, sir, would you like a bread mint?" And he goes, "No." I sat there the rest of the flipping time with the breath mist under my nose holes so I can breathe something actually pleasant.
Okay, y'all, this is a story time you do not want to miss. Now, you cannot make this up. Okay, I keep various bottles of liquid around my house with like vinegar and Clorox and water. Okay, so I keep a bottle of water beside my toilet because I like myself a little poor man's bidet, all right? I clean that area up. Now, the last time I cleaned the toilet, I must have left the Clorox bottle beside the toilet because I just sprayed my crotch with Clorox. You want to talk about itching and burning? I need y'all's help. I mean, seriously, what am I supposed to do?
Story time, because this shit is wild. Never again will I go out wearing anything other than normal makeup, and for this reason. So I am here. It's like 6 o'clock. I'm at Lowe's, right? And so the girl who's parked right next to me, about to get out of my car, comes over right next to my car, taps on my window, and is like prompting me to roll it down. And so I'm like, okay. And so I crack my window a bit, and she's like, what do you have on your face? And I was like, "It's just makeup." And she's like, "Are you sure you're not in a gang or anything?" And I was like, A gang? And I'm like, "No, ma'am, I'm not in a gang. I'm not affiliated with the gang." She's like, "Well, I think you're making people nervous." I didn't say anything to anybody, by the way. And she's like, "I think that you're making people nervous around here." So I get out of my car, and this woman, let me tell you, She gets down on her knees and starts tugging on my pants. She's pulling my leg, just like I'm pulling yours right now. Have a good night, everybody.
Hey guys, I had a dream about Sam Hurley, and I'm kind of freaking out. Basically, he somehow ended up in my house, because, like, dreams are weird. And he was like, "Hi, Kenzie, can I use your shower?" And I was like, "Sure, whatever." And so he used my shower, and I was so confused, because, like, I've never met Sam Hurley. And then came out of the shower, he goes, "Oh my god, your shampoo smells so good." And I was like, "Oh my god, thanks, Sam." And then he goes, "Oh, by the way, I really want a pet raccoon. Can you help me with that?" I was so scared for some reason. I was like, "No, there's no way." But Sam insisted, so we went outside at like 3 a.m. for some reason and looked for a raccoon. And guess where I woke up? In the middle of my front yard!
So before Halloween, I decided to get online and try to look for some abandoned cemeteries. So I ended up finding one, but it was in the middle of the woods, so I decided to just plug some coordinates and take a chance. And I found something a hell of a lot scarier. As I am walking the path to find this abandoned cemetery, hands everywhere. By now you're probably thinking to yourself, easy. Hands will just crawl around. What are you talking about? You would be correct. Spiders! Fucking spiders! Dracula arachnids! The size of my fucking hand! So after pissing myself and driving home, I came home, looked it up on the internet, and found exactly what it was I saw. And here it is, fam! People like to call them golden silk orb weavers, but I like to call them nightmare fuel dipped in yellow fucking paint! You see the unholy size of- There is nothing amazing about that on your face! What kind of Alien versus Predator SCP Satan shit- Is that one eating a fucking bird? This thing looks like Voldemort fucked a Demogorgon, but sure, let's put it on a greeting card. If Satan doesn't exist, then why was I met with a force full of this shit? Checkmate, atheist!
Spooky season story time. I used to live in this very creepy house, and there was this one room that was always cold. Anyway, this one night, I had to go dookie. There was nothing spooky about the dookie. Bars! After I finished, something told me to go check the living room. So I did a post-middle of the night dookie walk. Oh. Wait, did I wash my hands? Nope. And peeping out from the creepy room, I saw my cat's glowy eyeballs staring at me like. So I told him, "Mr. Kitty, you can stay over there with your evil possessed looking ass. I'm going back to sleep. I ain't got time for this bullshit." He looked at me and said, "Meow." But then I walked back to my room, like, you know that walk that you do when you're not really scared, but you are scared. I ain't got time for this shit. I closed my door tight, and I did one of them things that you do with it there. Boop, 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 boop. Mwah. I jumped in the bed all calm-like and pulled the covers up. Then something weird happened. I noticed my cat was at the bottom of my bed. So what did I see in that creepy room?
So I'm at Steak and Shake, right? And like a month ago, I was riding in a Lyft, and my Lyft driver was like, "Yo, do you know anything about TikTok?" To which I said, "No." He said, "Do you think I should let my daughter make a TikTok account?" To which I said, "No." Well, I just saw old Donnie, the Lyft driver, sit over there with his kid, who, guess what, is cosplaying My Hero Academia, bro. So, I'm literally making this video in hopes that they did download TikTok and find me. This one's for y'all.
It's story time and I'm pissed off. Last night I stayed up trying to do a presentation. It didn't take me that long. I finished it in about 20 minutes. I set 3 alarms to make sure that I got up for class today on time. Class starts at 10 o'clock. I got up for my alarms. I hit snooze on all of them and I said, you know what? I'm gonna get out of the bed. And right before I got out of the bed, I said, let me just get on my phone for a second. And then my roommate came in the room and he woke me up and he said, hey, don't you have class? And I said, what time is it? And he said 9:56. Now what pisses me off is 1, I don't even remember falling asleep. And 2, my eyes were closed for 3 seconds. So how did 45 minutes pass? And what makes it worse is it's like I was in shock because it was like, how is it 9:56? I know I need to be moving, but I just need to take 10 seconds to realize that it's actually 9:56. And I live in a dorm, so my bed is up to Mars. I have to jump down to Earth to even get on the floor. I can't find clothes, my breath stinks, my face is pale. I just need to wash my face, and I didn't deserve to wake up like this. Moral of the story is I was in class pissed off at 10:03. Thank you for.
I got home so tired after a long day of doing absolutely nothing. It is hot outside. Grab me a cup of water to cool off. But wait a minute. I'm hearing some female voices from the bedroom. My boyfriend is the only one home, so why is there female voices coming from the bedroom? Oh! Peppa! What are you doing with my man?
Story time. One time I was on a bridge with train tracks on it with my dog Jake. He's a Weimaraner. And under the bridge, there was a river about 50 feet below us. And there are these gaps in the train tracks where you can fall through and go into the river. At one point, my dog turned sideways, and his back legs fell through the gap, and he caught himself with his 2 front paws. There are rocks down below, so if my dog falls through, he's dead. There was nothing his back legs could touch, so he was holding on to dear life. And I turn around, I look at my dog, and my dog was already looking at me. I don't understand doggy language at all, but when I looked into his eyes, he was like, "Help me, bitch."
So there I was at the movies, and I got my corn and my slushie, and I sat down. Movie was going so great, and all of a sudden, I heard this noise right next to me in my ear. It's this lady, and she's like, "Are you flipping kidding me?" Then her hand is in my popcorn, so I take it down my popcorn, and she wakes up and goes, "Why are you holding my hand?" "I'm not holding your hand. I'm trying to get your hand out of my popcorn. So how about you quit snoring and being rude?" Then I looked over and I saw she had some milk duds, and I was like, "Can I have some?"
I was 10 years old. Back then, I was a real awkward kid. Still am now. And there was this girl. Her name was Amy.
Okay.
And I liked her for probably 2 years. This was like a real life anime.
Do you think she liked you back? Did you know?
I know she did. Because we became boyfriend and girlfriend. And online, we had a marriage ceremony in a video game. It was crazy. I had a wife, you guys. Now introducing. I'm only gonna refer to this person as X, okay? No names, just X.
No longer Amy. Just
no, this
X.
is not Amy. No, this is a different person. So X came into the instant messenger and she would start messaging me. I didn't know this at the time, but she was also messaging Amy. She was like, "Oh, what is it like when you're with Amy?" And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, sometimes Amy like blushes and turns really red when we hang out." And then she would be like, "No, Justin, when a girl turns red around you, it means she doesn't like you." And I was like, no, 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 no.
Story time to the most embarrassing moment of my life. I'm in class, I have to fart, my tummy hurts. I ain't no bitch, I ain't gonna hold it in. I let a little one slip. It was silent, but the air was hot. It left 3rd-degree burns on my butthole. I'm no scientist, but I think it is law that if it is silent and the air is hot, you know what I mean if you've been there, then it's gonna be bad. And my hunch was right. Next thing I know, the whole classroom screaming and pointing fingers. "What died? Oh my God, it was you. And I knew it was me, but I kept pointing fingers too. I was like, "No, it was you, you know." And my tummy kept hurting, so I kept letting them out, even though all this commotion was going on. So my teacher pulls out Febreze and is running around the classroom with Febreze going pss, 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 pss. Next classroom over hears the commotion and comes over. They can smell it in their classroom apparently too. 2 classrooms are screaming. We had to literally evacuate our classroom and the classroom next door because I kept farting. Evacuating didn't help because I was in the hallway letting them rip too, so it was just a bad day.
They said story time. Let me find the lighting. First of all, the only story I'm gonna tell is a story about how you should never get in a relationship because dating in 2019 is a joke. People will literally stalk you on Instagram but not text you back. How?